for coming back. This is US Agent 27 from the MUCollectorClub.com forums. We're back with another Marvel Legend review. This time we're going to take a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Wolverine. This is part of a 3-pack that came out of San Diego this year. You got Wolverine, Psylocke, and Archangel. And I do have all three, so at some point I will review the other 2 figures. I was fortunate enough, I had a buddy of mine, FrankCastle, who was out in California for the convention. We worked a deal so he could pick it up for me. I sent him cash, and he shipped it to me, so it worked out very, very well. I was very, very thankful to get these. So again, Frank, in case I haven't said it lately, thank you. You hook me up all the time. I really, really do appreciate that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on to the review. This figure is probably one of, if not the best Wolverines that you can get. Yesterday I did a review of the Series 6 Wolverine, and I do like that Wolverine, and I do like this Wolverine. I like them kind of equally. I like the Series 6 just a little bit better, but this Wolverine is great. If you guys don't have him, when he comes out in a single carded version, I think the next wave or 2, make sure you pick him up. He's going to come out, I think, with more of like a muted silver paint. But he's a great figure, and we're going to talk all about him today. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can kind of see. I meant zoom out, not zoom in. You can get him in some really, really nice dynamic poses. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit. So like this is usually the pose I have him in on my X-Force display. I have him, front and center. I have Deadpool kind of jumping, and I have Archangel kind of just on a flight stand, and he looks pretty badass. So let's first of all, we're gonna talk all about the figure. Let's talk about the paint on this guy, because I think that the paint job on him is by far one of the best paint jobs I've seen. There's all kinds of shading. There is, it's just great. Zoom out just a little bit. Alright, so starting at the top of the head, what they did is they give him a flesh color. There's a slight bit of shading in there. It's kind of hard to see in my light, but there's a little bit there. He's got a plain flat black here, a gray here, and then they gave him really, really awesome red eyes. Let's see if I can get a close up on that. I mean, the eyes are awesome. They paint those in red. So there you go. On his chest, he's got some kind of a blue-black dry brushing right there, which continues on down. He's got the red X on his belt, and his belt is like a glossy black. His legs have the gray going all the way down. He's got silver on the buckles on the feet. He's got the leg straps. He's got, like right there, I'm going to try to get the camera to pick it up. That is dry brushing on his leg. That's not my light. That's actually the paint that they used on him. It's incredible. On his arms, he has like a black up here with some kind of a little bit of dry brushing and blue on the top. His gauntlets here, I don't know what you would call them, his gloves, I guess, are all black. His hands are black. His claws, and we're going to talk a lot about his claws in this video. His claws are like a flat silver. That's pretty much it, and it's the same on the other side. On his back, they continue with his costume. He's got the black and the gray going down, and he's got the gray up here, and then the black with some a little bit of shading in there. I mean, it really looks impressive in person. So paint on this figure, by far, is probably one of the best painted figures that Hasbro has done. This is like what we used to get with like Toy Biz. I mean, he is phenomenal. So let's talk about articulation. I'm just gonna move his arms out of the way. So for articulation, his head is on a hinge and go up about that far, so you can kind of get him in like a jumping pose or a lunging pose, which is great. I think it goes all the way down, side to side, no problem. His waist, he does have an ab crunch. It's not that good. I wish it was a little kind of more reminiscent of the other Wolverines I've had, where he has a better ab crunch, or some of the other, for lack of a better word, for some of the other Legends. it's almost like a diaphragm, so it's almost like a Marvel Universe diaphragm joint. It goes side to side, it goes down about that far, so we can't really get him in like a good crouching position. It does go back quite a bit, and they did put the paint up there, so that's good. Got a little bit of paint rubber there already. That's what happens with your figures, though. You get paint rub every once in a while. But they're meant to be played with, not, you know, at least I put mine on display and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to save his arms for last so I can talk about his claws. His legs have these funky, like, T-joints almost, like right there. So it's not like a, well, it does swivel there, and then you can kind of get it up like that. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, you can get him in a lot of funky positions. He has a thigh cut right here. Alright, so thanks for coming back. I had a little camera problem. My battery kind of died, so let's go back to talking about articulation. I think I left off, I was talking about the thigh. He has the upper thigh cut. He has double jointed knees, so you can get him in some really dynamic poses. You do have to watch out if you look at my figure. Look, you've got the mix matched paint, so you kind of have to watch out for that. You can get it in some decent poses where it isn't as noticeable like that, so that's kind of cool. He has calf rotation. He has, his foot goes down, it goes up about that far, no toe joint, but ankle pivot. And he's got a deep ankle pivot, so you can get him in some really dynamic poses very, very easily. I know you guys can't see that. Let me back up. Very easily. Alright, so that's basically his foot articulation. Now let's go to his arms, because we're going to spend some time with his arms and talking about his claws and his the way his arms are situated. He has like that extra, almost a little bit of the extra armpit joint, but not, it's kind of weird. Like, he can go up that far, and it doesn't really, he can come back out, and he's got like a little bit of an armpit joint there. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, and it is limited a little bit because it gets caught right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. His wrist goes up and it goes down like that. That's it. And it swivels all the way around. Alright, so that's basically all of his articulation, but there's one thing that we're going to talk about now, and that's his claws, because this is one of the big selling features of this figure, is that he has removable claws. Yes, that's right, Wolverine has removable claws. Sometimes you want to have a Wolverine figure that's in like a more relaxed state, and you don't want him having his claws out. This figure is perfect for that. Now, to remove his claws, there's a number of videos out on YouTube that you guys can go check out. I'm going to show you how I do it usually. And all I do is I grab up here, down towards the knuckle, I kind of wiggle, until they come out. So now he's got two claws. And if you look at his claw, there's just a little plastic edge there that all you do is when you want to put it back in, because you know you're going to want to put it back in, is I usually do it at an angle. I kind of twist, I know it's kind of hard to say, I kind of twist it in, and then I just kind of work it in until it pushes back. And then look, his claw is back in. A little bent, but that's okay. I can fix that. Just kind of push it in. And I've had all of these removed. You know, I've done the funny pose where you have him just, you know, flipping the middle claw up. You know, like he's, you know, saying, "Fuck you, Psylocke. I'm not Cyclops. I'm not gonna do anything." Stop drinking my beer. So yeah, I mean, it's great. I think it's a really, really cool feature. It wasn't advertised that way. It wasn't advertised that way because I don't think they want for like safety reasons. But you can definitely get the claws out, no problem. Sometimes you have to work at them. You're not going to break it. So there. And this is what I was talking about. You know, I mean, come on, that's funny. That's awesome, you know? He's like, damn, I got a long claw. Alright, sorry guys, I know I've been rambling in this review. I got interrupted halfway through, my camera died. So, anyway, back to the last part. I'll put the claws back in towards the end. Let's do a little size comparison. So, we got Wolverine. Put him up. Let me back up the camera a little bit. I figure for a size comparison, who better to put up with Wolverine than Wolverine's son, Daken. And as you can see, Daken is taller than this Wolverine. If you put them back to back, you can see that Daken is just a little bit taller. His legs are a little bit more spread out too. You know, so it does work. This Wolverine does work in scale. He's not as short as a Series 6 Wolverine. He's a little taller, but you can make it work. And a lot of times, like I said, I'll have my Wolverine in like a crouch position like I had at the beginning of the video. You know, I'll do them like that. So, that's basically it for the Wolverine. If you guys don't have him, he is an expensive figure to get. You have to buy him in the 3-pack until he comes out on a single card. 3-pack will run you anywhere between 80 and like 150. I've seen it go for lately. I was very fortunate. At the con, they were $50, and that's what I paid for all 3 figures. And again, FrankCastle, you are my hero. Thank you for doing that for me. I really, really appreciate it. This set is awesome. If you guys don't have it, try to go out and get it if you can. And like I said, you know, this is one of the best Wolverines you can get. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll have more reviews coming up, and I think the next one's going to be a Marvel Universe review. It's going to be the Beta Ray build Thor. So, you know, please come back and check us out for that. Alright, thanks. Oh yeah, and don't forget to come check us out at www.mucollectorclub.com. Come check out our forums. I've been all over the place. I'm sorry guys, I'm going to get out of here. Alright, bye.